right.
10 tops. Hey, guess what?
10 times
This is
10
take
tops.
3. We're not going to say why this is take 3, but the point is you're not going to see take 2. Anyway, that is the, that is the redoubtable one. Tom is on the highly
set.
questionable one.
It's hard to keep the set in order.
I know. Arjun Miliaccio. Welcome back to Dagobah. Or Dagobah. Or Dagobah.
Or Isaiah Pacheco, 1.9 points.
1.9 points. So fantasy football, as you know, is obviously still going on. Segment 2, IDD, for those of you who know, I don't disagree. Sack Sunday here, NFL recap. We went through all the stuff.
Les Miserables.
But some things happened today, and something's happening right now. Hey, end of the third quarter, the Titans on the road in Kansas City with a 17-9 lead, setting up for an interesting fourth quarter, to say the least, my friend. So in any event, segment 2.
Tennessee surprising.
Well, yeah, on the road. But they've had success there. And again, if this kid who's playing quarterback tonight, pretty good. And
I picked Tennessee last night, but I'm still surprised.
And Derrick Henry has 2 touchdowns. King Henry is being King Henry.
King Henry.
The King has spoken. Yes.
Mr. King
Mr.
Henry.
King to you, yes. So the King
I'll
has
have an
spoken.
Henry bar.
The King has spoken. The GOAT is not dead. And Aaron Rodgers, oh, baby, you might be. You know,
it's true. He looks so bad today.
He looked Look, I'm not a fan of his, as you've all come to know.
No.
But he's one of the greatest quarterbacks I've ever
Love
seen.
him.
And you don't want to, and you're wondering.
Dude, he could throw a football through a needle in a haystack.
In a haystack. He's one of the few that can do it. And and we were introduced to his girlfriend. Seems like a nice woman.
I thought we weren't going to talk sports on this one.
Well, I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. The weather?
The weather's gorgeous. It's late. September 6th. What is it, 70 degrees right now?
It might be slightly cooler.
Hold on. We both got
warm earlier.
It right now.
Feels really nice.
It right now, 68 degrees. The high was 80 today on November 6th. Now, I am from the Northeast, New England, obviously, as you've come to know, and we're not used to 80 degrees on November 6th. We're not used to that.
What was it up there?
Up there, it was not 80 today.
It was probably still kind of nice.
It was.
Though, right?
Let me see what it is right now. Hold on. Right now, well, it was close.
What was
it's 67 right now.
Jeez, it's the same temperature.
So this global warming thing might be real. Who the hell knows?
Dude, remember I was telling you I was watching the Chicago game.
Yeah,
and I kept thinking it was Miami because of how sunny it was.
And having talked to a few people in the Midwest for work this week, they were saying they're in a drought and they need rain. So it's been hot, it's been dry, the sun's been out. This is November, and most places aren't like that in November. So at least of all where I'm from, but there's 67 degrees.
Should be gone till November.
Should be gone, yeah. So I mean,
should be gone till November. Should be gone till November. Do you remember that song?
I do, but who's singing?
Wyclef.
That's what it was, yes. I don't know why. I haven't heard that one in a while.
Oh,
but so anyway, yeah, we're talking to you, keeping tabs on this game. You know, college basketball, we're joking, starts tomorrow. VCU's back against the team. Starts with the letter M. I don't know who it is. I want to say Marshall, maybe. But so college hoops is back. The new top 25 is out, and Bama looks like they're done too, which I think a lot of people are rejoicing.
What did they drop to? Since we got to talk sports.
They're in the. Well, you give me a topic.
I know. I got nothing.
Black Adam. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
We need to see Black Adam.
I know the boys want to see it.
I've heard, we need to figure this out. I've heard, and again, you with superhero movies, you're going to get some critics that love it, some critics that hate it. It's the classic hit or miss with these critics.
I typically like the movies, though.
Yeah, and I don't know what the hell they're looking for because they're mythical characters.
Right.
What the fuck do you want them to do? I mean, yeah, it's a little far-fetched. The dude shoots lightning bolts from his hands. That's a little far-fetched. Dude.
He's a superhero.
I mean, they kind of showed that in the preview, so you kind of knew that going in. So I don't know.
I wonder how DeCourcy Ward is.
Hawkman, he plays Hawkman, looks like pretty good. Pierce Brosnan is Dr. Fate. People are saying that man needs a movie. If you haven't watched Justice League Unlimited, the cartoon series that was 3, all of these superheroes, and they had Adam Crusher, he's in there too, and he grows. These are all from the Justice League. They're going in, they're digging, and I love it because
I finally watched the 4-hour-long Justice League movie.
It's 6.
Nah.
Matt, the Snyder cut is 6 hours.
No.
It is. I've watched it twice.
You sure it's 6?
I've watched it twice. It is 6.
I watched it once.
I've watched it.
6 hours?
6 hours. And I watched it the whole way through the first time, and the second time I took a break in the middle.
What's his name?
Jack Snyder. Or Zack Snyder, I'm sorry. Zack Snyder's Justice League. the Schneider Cut, as they call it. Type in Justice League Schneider Cut. It's going to tell you it's around 6 hours. So
that's embarrassing.
In any event, but it was good. They developed the characters. They
4 hours and 2 minutes.
What? Mm-hmm. Why did I take 6 hours? Oh, because I took the break. That's why. I took the break in the middle of the 4 hour one.
I watched it twice.
Well, I was
it's 6 hours.
Well, I was also. So anyway, but I took a break.
I watched it twice.
Yeah, I thought it was 6 hours. Really, 4 hours, 2 minutes?
4 hours and 2 minutes.
Doesn't seem right.
I knew I hadn't put 6 hours into that bitch.
I thought I did. Well, if I stopped in the middle and came back, that's probably why it was 6 hours for me. But anyway, bottom line is it
was 24 hours.
It's much better than the first
some
one.
In the morning.
The first one wasn't bad, but they just didn't do enough with.
It was much better.
It was
too long, but it was much.
I don't think it was too long at all because first of all, it had to be that way to get these to actually open into the.
Yeah.
You had to kind of do it that way, and I love that they introduced Darkseid and Granny and cool. Martian Manhunter. That was awesome, and I'm like, they really did, and they developed. I'll tell you what, they did an excellent job with Flash and with Cyborg. And to me, those are the characters that you want to. Flash has a movie coming out, and they need to develop this, and they should be pushing for a Cyborg movie too. But anyway, the bottom line is the Black Adam.
It was cool that it was that much different than the first one.
Yes, it was.
Because when I saw it was 4 hours, I was like, but I've already seen this movie, and then I watched like 30 minutes, and I was like, I haven't seen this movie.
Yeah,
because there was a lot of
it
new
changes
shit
pretty
in it,
quickly, and I love the way he did it. And but again, he opened up Pandora's box for future films, which is really what they're supposed to be doing. Because when the Justice League is together, I want to see that day. Okay,
but one of the coolest scenes was that early in the movie when Wonder Woman broke up that bank robbery, that hostage situation.
Yeah, that was
what I'm talking about.
Baby,
and that dude was like ready to kill kids or something.
Yeah, she took out
and she went nuts on his ass.
She goes, I don't believe that. Who are you? She goes, a believer. That's awesome.
Yeah, because that was not in the original.
No,
right?
It was not.
Yeah,
no. And but the thing is, like, I love that they developed the other characters as well, because everybody knows Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But I love that they delved into these other ones. These are the original 7 who formed the Justice League.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So to me, you've got to do that. And Green Lantern has to come in here somewhere because he's one of them too. So they got to figure that one out. But hopefully, but Zack Snyder opened that all up, and it looks like The Rock is all on board with it because he's opening up. This is
so they're going to try to do the whole.
They're going to get this thing into a bit. And believe me, there's a ton of storylines there, awesome ones. And I've read a lot of the comic books, so I know the depth of that. What they could do with this if they get it right is phenomenal because the characters
could change the world.
It could change the world. And the thing is, I laugh at some of these critics. Doesn't anybody do? You know what? No one's ever really delved into the superheroes like this. And Marvel's done an excellent job with what they've done. And I feel
like the newer movies have not been as good as some of the
older ones.
Yeah.
Well, are there going to be a couple of stinkers in there? Probably.
Right, yeah, there's no way.
I mean, when you have that many characters to develop, are you going to hit them all out of the park?
It just seemed like they went through a span where they were not missing.
No, it was like 7.
You know what I'm saying?
Like 7 or 8 in a row.
Yeah. When it was just like, goddamn, like even like.
They made Ant-Man.
Even the second Guardians of the Galaxy. Even the second Ant-Man.
Ant-Man was cool. Yeah, they did.
Ant-Man was amazing. Then they had a second one,
and it was good.
It was really good.
Yeah, no, they were
Guardians of the Galaxy.
They were batting 1,000 for quite a while.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to think of the.
Well, you know what the problem is? They got to leave Spider-Man alone. They keep doing two things with. How many versions of Spider-Man are we going to have?
Dude,
in 14 years.
And this last one that everybody claims was the best Spider-Man ever.
It wasn't.
Okay, it was cool that now there's this real multiverse.
Yeah. Which opens up, as Doctor Strange.
But they had already opened up the multiverse.
They already had
with
done
the
it
Spider-Verse, with the cartoon one.
I know. I don't understand.
That was the first movie to do this whole,
multiverse thing. Which, look, I like it. But
no, it's cool. But it wasn't the best one.
But there's enough's enough. Leave Spider-Man alone. You know what you should do? Get him involved with more of the Avengers movies. Because he was one of the originals.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is he is the one, and
but in the Avengers movies, Spider-Man was a kid, really. Like,
well, Peter Parker's young.
Yeah, I know.
But
he was like just coming in right.
Yeah, and the thing is, Spider-Man. If you read the comic book, he is one powerful dude.
He's a spider, dude.
A spider has a strength of like 10, whatever it is, spiders.
10 spiders.
10, no, not 10, like 8. Like the numbers are ridiculous.
8 spiders.
No, but anyway, so they make him out. he's a lot more tougher than they make him out.
Yeah.
He really is.
But here's the other thing. Any movie with Tobey Maguire in it as Spider-Man is not going to be one of the best Spider-Mans.
I liked him better than the other ones.
What?
He, to me, was the closest thing to Peter Parker.
Tom Holland, and actually the newest kid I like. I like the newer kid.
Holland's a twerp.
Who's the newer kid?
I don't know. I haven't seen him.
He did a couple. He's
Holland's
pretty good.
a twerp. He's just a little twerp.
I like Holland better than
I don't look
Tobey
at Holland,
Maguire.
man.
Tobey Maguire?
No, Tobey Maguire looks more. Holland does not look like. Holland looks like the kid who runs around your neighborhood, like delivering all the newspapers and do. He's like a little. He's that dude. He's not. Nothing about him says, "Oh, I can see him as a superhero."
Tobey Maguire?
He's better than him.
No.
Yeah. Do I think Tobey Maguire was the best, or is the best version? I thought they could have done better than him. I don't think I've seen the best Spider-Man yet.
But I thought you said you wanted them to leave him alone.
Because they've failed so many times at this.
So
It's like, leave it alone. If you're gonna know, the next time I see Spider-Man, I want to see him with the Avengers.
Have you seen the newer Spider-Mans?
I saw the ones with Holland.
But there's some after.
I haven't seen the one after. What one after?
Because he was one of the ones in this most recent one.
I saw. I saw that one.
Right, but
Yeah.
so
And
you had Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, and then the other guy.
Of the three,
That other guy has 2 movies, and they're both good.
I haven't seen those.
He's good.
I haven't seen.
I think he's better than Tom Holland and
Toby.
Toby.
Toby, I thought
I
nailed
never
it because
liked
he had that. Well, to each their own. But the bottom line
Something
is
about his voice I hate.
no. But he looked like a college. Like he looked like the part. Tom Holland looks like he's 10. I'm like, how do you take? Like, come on.
But he's not 10.
No, but he looks 10, and he's tiny. Spider-Man's not tiny. He is
I don't
not.
think Spider-Man's that big, is he?
In the comic books, he is 6'1".
You know Spider-Man's height?
I read him and Batman were my two. I used to have all of their comic books.
I'd say I was never that into comic books.
Those two I was, and I read Aquaman. But the thing is,
Aquaman.
Spider-Man was really the first one, and so they
Spidey.
I just in the comic books he's a badass, man.
Dude, my favorite character of all these movies is Thanos. And why we haven't seen a trilogy.
Your favorite character is the villain?
I love Thanos.
Why am I not surprised?
Thanos is awesome.
Why am I not surprised to hear this?
Thanos is a beast.
Yes,
now,
he
is
is.
a genocidal maniac,
Well, that's the other problem.
which I don't like that about him. I just like how big he is. He's purple. He's got the got the scrotum chin.
That's weird looking chin.
Scrotum chin for no reason.
Yeah.
But he's like this minimalist weirdo. I don't know. He's. Just
I say Tobey. Now, to be fair, I have not seen the other kids' 2 movies, so I'll check them out.
You should check him out.
All right, if he's better, he's better. Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't think they've got Spider-Man right yet. I just thought of the 3 that I saw, at least I thought he was the best one. To me, he was more believable as Spider-Man than the other 2 were. So, because again,
You sure you didn't see those Spider-Man movies?
I don't think I did. I would have remembered them. I don't remember them at all, really. But I will check them out. What are the names of the 2 of them?
I have no clue. The Amazing Spider-Man, maybe?
I'll have to look him up. Do we know his name? If I know his name, I'll find him. But anyway, so that's our take on superheroes tonight. but I do like. I want to go see Black Adam. Aquaman 2 looks really
Andrew
good.
Garfield.
Okay, that's why I didn't watch it. I'd seen him in something else and didn't like it.
That guy.
Yeah, I'd seen him in something else.
He was in the Spider-Man that we all saw.
But he was not the only guy. But I'm saying,
right, but I think it was his movie, right?
No, that was the.
Or was it Tom Holland's movie?
It was Tom Holland's movie.
It was?
Yeah. Yeah, he was the main one.
And then him and Tobey Maguire.
And they fucked up Mary Jane. They should have left Mary Jane alone. I mean, Mary Jane is a gorgeous redhead. She is. And Kirsten Dunst nailed that. Okay. So after that, anybody else they brought in as Mary Jane wasn't going to work either. So, and I like those people. I have nothing against Zendaya. She's a talented chick. But just didn't do it for me as Mary. I'm like, you're not Mary.
Is it Zendaya or Zendaya?
Mary Jane. Zendaya, I think. Zendaya.
I don't know.
And she's
Maddie always gives me a look.
She's super young looking too. Like it's like, oh my god.
But they're not young.
I know. It's just weird. They look like kids out there. So anyway, I have not seen the best version of Spider-Man yet. Maybe it's this Garfield guy, but I saw him something else didn't like him. That's why I didn't watch it.
I don't think you're gonna like him. If you didn't like Tom Holland, I don't think you're gonna like him.
Tom Holland wasn't. It's not that I don't think he's just to me looks like a kid. Spider-Man's not a kid. I know he's young, but he's not. He doesn't look like that. That looks like a 10-year-old boy. I'm like, he's way too young to be playing Spider-Man. And he's tiny. He's like 5'5". Spider-Man is not 5'5".
Dude, to me, it doesn't matter what Spider-Man is.
Well, I know, because it's not.
I didn't grow up with it like that.
I know you didn't.
So.
But to me, if you're going to hold true to the comic books, which is what people want.
Not what I want.
You want the comic book stories because those are the ones that delve into the origin of the character.
Yeah, but I didn't read those.
No.
So if they want to take liberty, I'm fine with it. No, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
I want them to be closer to. I think the storylines have been.
I just want the movie to be good because I'm not reading the comic.
Yeah, well, I read them when I was a kid. But I
I
remember them
read it.
because when I was a kid, they didn't have all these movies out like this.
Yeah.
You know, they had a Batman and they had a Superman.
Right.
Actually, the Superman one came first. Christopher Reeve was the first one.
When I was a kid, they didn't have this.
And then they had Spider-Man had a movie on TV where he had like these silver things that he shot the webs out of. That was weird.
Batman was the one that really only did, and Batman Forever was the one with like multiple bad guys in it.
That was Jim Carrey and
Arnold. No, Arnold.
Tommy Lee Jones was, and they hate each other, by the way.
Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee.
They did not get along. Tommy Lee Jones thought he hated Jim Carrey. He was so, and I think it was more jealousy because everybody loved Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey at that point was big. Dumb and Dumber.
Was it just the Riddler and Two-Face, or was there another one in that?
It was the Riddler and Two-Face.
There was another. Was Poison Ivy in that?
Nope, that was the one after. That was the
with
terrible
Mr.
one.
Freeze.
With Mr. Freeze. That was terrible. And George Clooney was bad.
Oh God! And then remember Batman and Robin?
That was the one.
Was that it?
That's the one. It was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Uma Thurman couldn't save it. Nobody. Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't. Nobody could save that.
Okay, I'm gonna go
That
out
was
here
a
and say
trench run.
Christian Bale best Batman.
He is.
Right.
Yep.
Somebody argue with me on that.
Who?
They might have said Michael Keaton, and I was like, no.
I know. Maybe it was just Michael Keaton. No, just
not even close.
I like Michael Keaton as an actor, but he never nailed. See, Batman then was all about the gadgets and the villain. Mm-hmm. What made Bale so
that's true.
It was all about the gadgets. It was all about the car and the gadgets. And who was the villain? Jack Nicholson is the Joker. Which, by the way, all day he was amazing.
Best Joker?
No, Heath Ledger ended up being better, but Jack Nicholson definitely played the role well. He has that crazy side to him that he did. But the problem is that was all bubblegum and fluff and action. There was really no development.
It was weird. Well, they tried to make it
a cartoon.
They tried to make it a comic.
Yeah, on the screen.
It was a comic book
on the screen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and that's what was. And it was funny, and there was some entertaining stuff about it. And the girls were hot. I mean, Nicole Kidman is Chase Meridian. Oh yeah, all day. Kim Basinger as Vicky. Yeah,
but the way they do it now, where they do the origin story,
it's way better now.
It's
way
really
better
cool.
It's way better now. And those, by the way, are close to the
Batman Begins.
Batman Begins is probably
The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises.
It's the best.
Might be the best trilogy ever.
It's the best superhero trilogy ever.
It might be. Okay, definitely the best superhero trilogy ever.
Easily.
But it could also be the best trilogy ever.
You
Think of some better trilogies.
No, you have an argument. I have to rack my brain. Like the Godfathers were great.
Yeah, but Godfather 3, not good.
Definitely not as good as the other two.
So the problem is that's why I can't stand up.
The problem is the other two were so damn good, it made that look bad, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't as good as the other two, but it was good. It wasn't. Those two were epic. Like those two movies are epic. They are all time epic. They're great. Exactly. So I think Godfather 3 was good. It wasn't great. It wasn't epic. But it wasn't terrible.
It was pretty bad, dude.
Well, but again, the standard.
But if you look at Batman Begins, which might be my favorite.
Batman Begins.
One of my favorite superhero
Batman
movies.
Batman Begins is amazing.
But then
that's amazing.
But then Dark Knight.
The Joker's incredible.
With the Joker, you go, oh my God, this one has to be better. Yeah. And then you get Bane in the last one.
And by the way, Anne Hathaway nailed it.
She was great.
She
looked good.
She nailed it.
But Bane and Batman getting stuck in that prison and having to get out and having to break his back twice.
Well, the thing is, Bane is Batman's equal. And that's
so it's like every time I want to say one of those is my favorite,
it's hard.
I think of something else from the other one that I go.
Look, you have a valid argument. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just have to go through the other ones that would be like, the Star Wars, the 4 through 6, that was great. All three of them were great.
Star Wars is in that.
They're in there. Star Wars. So I mean, there's not a lot of trilogies.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
To be honest,
you have like Lord of the Rings.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
That was just.
I used to like it, but I tried to watch it more recently, and I was like, oh.
I can't even stomach. I sat through the first one. I don't know how I got through that.
If the Matrix
That was an act
3,
of God.
if the Matrix 3 was any good, they had a chance.
They were the other one.
But the Matrix 3 was trash. Bad movie.
At least in my I mean, Rocky 1, 2, and 3 are good.
But it's a 6.
Well, they should have stopped it. Let's be honest. If they were smart, they would have stopped after 2.
But I mean, I guess
3 was
Matrix
cool.
is a 4 now.
Yeah. I mean,
Star Wars is a 12.
Rocky 1 through 3. You can make an argument.
I don't know about
but
that. Those
Rocky
movies
almost
were cheesy though.
No, 1 and 2 were definitely not cheesy.
They were good, but they were a little cheesy.
4 and 5 were the really, really really,
but I mean, like Rocky getting the shit beat out of him for 20 minutes.
Rocky,
and then,
it should have ended at Rocky 3.
I mean,
when they pull out this 6'5" Russian who throws a punch like Superman.
Dude, even Apollo though.
Yeah,
even Apollo. Come on.
Well, no, Apollo was supposed to be like Muhammad Ali.
Right, and Rocky would not have
supposed to
beaten
be like
Apollo.
Well, Rocky was supposed to be like Marciano. So
and he would not have beaten Ali, right?
Marciano in his prime, he beat Joe Louis.
In Joe Louis's prime?
No, but he wasn't like 70. He wasn't like what Eddie Murphy. He's like 70 years old.
People say Ali's like best athlete ever.
Ali is still the only fighter I've seen that could knock you out backing up. That's it. He's the only fighter I've seen that could knock a person out backing up.
Okay. That's right.
That is, I mean,
that's how he.
Bruce Lee.
Down,
Bruce Lee talked
George
about.
Foreman.
I read all the. I was a big Bruce Lee guy too. Bruce Lee talked about how he watched Ali's fights to study his footwork. And if you look at some of Bruce Lee's latest movie when he's bound, that's from him. That's Ali's influence. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But that tells you how unique he was, because there's been nobody like Ali. The thing is, a lot of guys have come along that have tried to be like Marciano, and nobody's really like Marciano either. Marciano would hit you here and here for the first.
You saw Marciano fight?
I've seen tapes of Marciano fight. And what I watched, because he was a southpaw like I was, so he was very good at making you miss. He had a chin, but he made you miss too. He was very good at when you missed, and he was very powerful like Tyson. He could drop you with a hook, like literally. And so, but the thing, what Marciano was also a technician. He would hit you here and here, and by the 6th time, you couldn't get your arms up anymore. And then he'd knock you out. And he was in one fighter I saw do that.
Well, so
Floyd Patterson was
bruise up your biceps. So
he would hit you constantly. When he wasn't trying to hit, he would hit you there on purpose. Right? And it wasn't here; it was like here. So by the 6th, you had a hard time getting your arms up. And then he'd drop you with so he's the one fighter I really saw do that consistently. And so I wonder if the problem with Ali is his range. Like, but Marciano was good at getting under people's jabs.
How did we get into boxing?
I don't know. Where did we get this way? Why did we start this?
That's what I'm trying to remember where we were headed.
Where did boxing come from?
I said something about Ali.
Oh, we're talking about Rocky.
Rocky, that's right. We're talking about best trilogy. Yeah. So
after Rocky 3, it should have stopped.
But I want to go on record and say it's kind of cheesy from the get-go. Even though I liked a lot of the Rocky movies. But
I didn't think the first one.
The sound effects when he would get like.
The first one I didn't think. The first 1 and 2. That's who he was. He couldn't read. This was like to me.
No age read.
Yeah, like, but he was trying to teach himself how to read because they tried to do a commercial.
I don't even remember that.
They made fun of him because he couldn't read, and he was trying to teach himself. That was like, to me, was real.
I always remember Mr. T and Hulk Hogan.
Well, Mr. T was the one. Well, Hulk Hogan was great. Thunder Lips was awesome. The Ultimate Male.
Do you remember No Holds Barred?
I do. Terrible movie.
With Zeus and Hulk Hogan.
The girl was hot.
God, I wanted to see that movie so bad when I was a kid.
I mean,
and it was not a good movie.
She was gorgeous. That was one of the worst movies I ever saw.
Bad.
That was one of the worst movies I ever saw.
But Zeus went on to become Debo.
Yes, he did.
In Friday.
Debo was
a great character.
Debo was hysterical.
Great character.
Debo was.
That's my chain.
That's my chain. What you gonna do with that side? Maybe not. He was so funny. I mean, he played the role.
You want some too, old man?
Yeah, he would pick on the old man. Like,
no,
I do not. But anyway, yeah. So now
you remember when he was like,
"Yeah,
what's up, Stanley?" And Stanley was like, he was like, "Well, fuck you, then, punk." Debo was hilarious.
They made another Friday.
Dude, they made 3 Fridays, and
How was that trilogy?
2 and 3 were I didn't like.
I didn't get all the way through 2. I never saw 3.
Yeah.
2 was not really good.
It was Friday after next.
Yes.
Right. It was
I didn't finish it.
No, it was next Friday, and then
The Friday
after
next.
next.
Yes. Yeah.
And I wasn't a big fan.
So
of either one.
I.
Although Mike Epps is funny,
He's funny.
he was not as funny as Chris Tucker was.
No. No.
But just like I think.
Yeah. Why did he come back?
Everybody in Friday was funny.
Yes.
Ice Cube was funny.
Everybody was funny.
John Witherspoon was funny.
Everybody
the
was
dad.
funny. The dad was great.
When he would come out.
Yeah, the dad was great.
And just remember when he's shitting.
Yeah.
And
spraying him.
Ice Cube walks in. He's like, oh. He's like, I smelled your shit for 22 years. You don't smell mine for 5 minutes. And like, you know, whenever somebody comes out of the bathroom, right? I know me and Casey, we don't do it as much anymore. But for a long time, when we would come out of the bathroom, we would always say, don't nobody go in there for about 35, 45 minutes. I mean, we said that for 20 years.
Because of Friday.
Because of John
Friday.
Witherspoon and
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah.
And, I mean, God.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for 35, 45 minutes.
Big Worm selling out of the ice cream truck.
Oh my God, that was
Phase on Love.
with the perm
Oh my
thing
God.
with the stuff in his hair, the curls.
It's the principality, Smokey. Like, everything was just
The principle of the whole thing, Smokey.
principality.
Oh,
It was the
That
principality.
was principle. The principle of the whole
It's the
thing.
principality, Smokey.
But anyway, yeah, they that sequel fizzled. So they should.
Yeah, they should have left.
I never got. I
they
never
made
finished
money.
it. I
They made
tried.
money.
I tried twice. I didn't finish it.
I'm sure they made good money off those
Probably.
2 movies.
I mean,
even though they weren't good.
But those are movies where you should have left them alone.
Yeah.
There are movies that you can do that with, but sequels. It's very hard for the second movie to be better than the first one. At the first one, that's why
I'm
some
trying
movies,
to think of another 3 spot. I mean, the 3 Avenger movies.
Jaws, 1, 2, and 3.
I wasn't.
Jaws 1 was very good.
I'm not a Jaws fan.
Jaws 2, Jaws 3 was like, are you kidding me? This is like, Jaws 3 was, are you kidding me? And then
shark
for
keeps
good
getting
measure,
faker.
they did Jaws the Revenge, where the shark was following the family.
That was newer, wasn't it?
That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in
didn't
my
watch
life.
that.
I was just like, you got to be kidding me.
What else?
They destroyed
What are
Jaws. I
some
mean,
other
they just,
3
Jaws should have been left alone. Jaws 2 I get because it was a book. But after Jaws 2, they really didn't need to
Okay.
do Jaws 3.
Indiana Jones.
But
But
those first 3 were good.
yeah, they were.
Were they great? The first one was epic. And Raiders of the Lost Ark
I don't know, dude. Temple of Doom.
is very good. It is. But
I like
Raiders
that
of the
one.
Lost Ark, that is...
See, that was so old
That
for
movie,
me.
you got to stop with this old shit. It's annoying as fuck. There were great epic
true.
things that happened before 1982, and you need to get over
I
it.
understand, but my
And
point,
Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of them.
my point is this: when Temple of Doom came out, I was older, so it was like it came out, and I was aware of it. When Raiders of the Lost came out, Raiders of the Lost Ark, was that in '79 or was that
81?
I wasn't born yet.
I know that.
So Temple of Doom
If you watch,
was later.
have
in
you
the
ever
80s.
watched them back to back since?
Yeah,
And you think Temple of Doom is better?
Yes.
You're on crack.
my whole family likes
You're
that
officially
one
on
the best.
crack. Your whole family's on crack. You'd
Maybe
be
we are.
if I took a straw poll on this, I guarantee you, no one would say Temple of Doom is better than Raiders of the Lost.
Maybe your age group.
I think anybody that's seen both would say that. I think
I'm
you're
not
the
saying
anomaly.
it.
You're the one. You're the anomaly. There's always one. It just happens
See,
to be
that's
you.
why you're always like, I'm sick of you saying this old shit. Dude, you always bring up old shit, and
Raiders of the Lost Ark is an all-time great
it's
movie.
still old.
So what?
So
The Godfather's
it's not
older than
gonna-
that.
It's not going to register
The Godfather's
the way
old.
newer shit will. Raiders of the Lost Ark is
They're
not
all
on the same level
all
as
3 of those
Godfather.
movies are set back in a different time.
Yeah.
So what does it matter?
No, don't say that. That
That's
doesn't
true.
Make any sense.
It does. They're all set back in like the 20s and 30s.
Right, but the newer
So what is
movie
it?
is there is a difference.
The difference is the plot. He's going after something different. Or something else is going on. But it's
Yeah,
like
I
it's-
liked the whole thing.
I'm not saying
when he was in
I'm not knocking
Thailand or
Temple
Bangkok
of
or-
Doom. I like Temple of Doom. I think it's a very good movie. It's not as good as Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I like it better.
You are strange.
This again is my point.
No, but you
you're
equate it
trying
to
like,
it's too old
say
for me
I'm
to
wrong.
relate
You're
to
trying
it.
to say I'm wrong when we're talking about.
I'm trying to
opinion.
figure out why something is too old for you to equate to. The movie was set back in the 20s.
didn't
So was the other one. Why do you equate to one and not the other? That's what I want to know.
Talking about when it was when it came out, how old I was when it came out. How do you not understand that?
I don't understand
If a movie
at all.
comes out before I was born, most likely it's not going to register for me the same way it did for you, being that you were old enough to remember when it came out.
I was 8.
Right.
I thought it was one of the greatest movies I ever saw then.
That's my point.
It's better now. I'm older. It's
I wasn't
better now.
aware of it.
I appreciate it more now, if anything else.
You appreciate it so much now because of the nostalgia of the movie.
No, it's better. It's done better. The acting is better. The plot is better. Everything's better.
I disagree.
Disagree all you want. The sales.
you won't let me.
No, I can't. But the movie, the first one made more money than the second one, so it was more popular.
Okay, but I'm not saying which one. I'm saying my opinion of which one is better.
I get that. I'm just saying I disagree with you.
No, you're going beyond that.
I disagree with you.
You're like, I could poll everybody in the world.
I think you have the minority opinion on that.
That's fine.
That's all I'm saying. And I think I'm right on that because that one, the first one was.
I don't know that you're right on that.
The first one did way better in the box office than the second one did. So
disagree.
I'm not the only one that.
I do.
The money's the money. It's factual. It made more money than the second one did.
So
That's a fact. That's not an opinion. I'm just saying.
how much more?
A lot more. There was
How
a lot
much?
more. Raiders of the Lost Ark was nominated for Best Picture.
Oh my God.
Temple of Doom was not. Okay, it was not. It was a number of awards were up. Best score, original score. Who was the supporting actor they had in there? The guy who played Sala. The
big guy?
the big dude, the digger. I mean,
The guy that was in the black.
He was the best digger in all of Egypt. Like the guy, his buddy Sala. They were.
I don't remember that one as much.
I understand if you were younger when you
I
saw.
remember
it.
the snakes.
I'm saying if you watch them,
I haven't.
everybody remembers the snakes. That
Snakes.
was freaky.
That's what I remember.
That was freaky.
But
When you say I hate snakes, in fact, that movie's the reason I hate
the
them.
movie I liked the best was Temple of Doom.
Okay,
I'm sorry that it's not your opinion.
I don't care if it's my opinion.
I'm sorry that it's the minority opinion.
I'm
It's just my opinion.
I'm saying that.
I know it's. If my opinion differs from you, I know that's tough.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I think Temple of Doom is a good movie.
Tie ball game.
They tied it up.
17-17.
I'm saying I think Temple of Doom is a good movie. It's not as good as the other one. Very seldom is the second movie better than the first one. Godfather 2 is one, potentially The Dark Knight. Potentially. I mean, you could make arguments for those. Definitely.
Well, Godfather 2, yeah.
Yeah. And The Dark Knight to Batman Begins. I think Batman was close. It's
that is very close.
It's close. It's very close.
Very
and if you said the
close.
other, I would understand that.
Very close.
Very close. Anyway, so there aren't a lot of trilogies out there. If you think of one that
There are more trilogies. I just can't.
what was the other one? Oh, that was from a funny standpoint. Porky's. Porky's 1, 2, and 3.
Oh God.
Porky's 1 was epic. It was hysterical.
Again, old. I'm sorry, I don't like it.
I don't care. I didn't ask you if you liked it. I didn't say, and Tom, what do you think? I don't remember saying that. I was trying to finish my thought. I'm sorry, old. I didn't even ask you your opinion.
I have to wait to be asked my
Well,
opinion.
could you let me finish my thought?
Why?
What were you? Why? Because I'm
You
talking.
bring something up and I'm like, old.
So what if it's old? Old doesn't mean it's not good. That's the problem with your argument. Old. The Godfather.
I will wait to speak.
The
sir.
Godfather is older than all these movies, and you think it's epic.
I shall allow you to finish your thought.
But it's old. It shouldn't be good, according to you. If it's
Finish-
old, it's no
finish your
good.
thought.
My thought is that Porky's, the first one, was because it was original. Porky's 2 and 3 never should have been made. That's what I'm saying. They were terrible. They weren't good. They were bad. Like Porky's 2 was okay, same kind of jokes. Porky's 3 was just like, you never should have made this movie. It was just ridiculous. So, I mean, but the first one, yeah, hysterically funny, all-time great fun. Still funny. When Miss Balbricker goes into the principal's office and tries to get the police to come in and look at the kid's penis, and all the coaches are laughing, and the principal finally loses it because he can't take. He starts laughing, and she walks out. That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in a movie. So, I guess you had to be there, or I guess you had to be older. Tom.
Are you going to ask for my opinion?
No?
Am I allowed to give it?
Of course you are.
Okay.
You already did though. Old.
Yeah, Porky's. I don't know. It's just not that funny to me. I'm just saying.
A teacher, female named Miss Balbricker,
What?
trying to convince the principal to have a lineup of kids with their pants down so you can examine their penis looking for an incriminating mole. That's the
Is this
scene.
in Porky's?
This is the scene. Everybody, and the coaches are going, "This woman fucking crazy." They're dying, and they're trying not to laugh. And they can't. They're all red, and the principal's trying to hold it together. Finally, he's just like, when he finally loses it. When he finally loses it, people were just crying, like, because he couldn't hold it anymore. He's like, "Lady, you're fucking insane. You think I'm gonna have a lineup of teenage boys with their pants down so you can check out their pecker? No, not happening." Like, and the fact that you even think that this is possible is ridiculous. And he's trying to toe the line, and he can't take it anymore. It was hysterical. The coaches were the best. The coaches are crying, going, "This woman's off a rocker." That penis had a mole on it. And that mole is the key to it. And the principal's just going, "I cannot believe." He's just looking at this. "I cannot believe I'm listening to a teacher talk like this." And he doesn't know what to do. And the coaches are just all dying around him going, "This woman is nuts. She's insane." So that was one of the funniest movies. That scene is timeless. If you watch the movie up to then and you know how she is with these kids, it's not that surprising that it actually happened. But still funny. Oh, and Kim Cattrall. Young Kim. This is where age does matter. Young Kim Cattrall. She's a 12. You saw her on Sex and the City. Did Casey watch Sex and the City, or was that a little before her time? Too old?
No, she watched Sex and the City.
Okay, so Kim Cattrall. That's not the Kim Cattrall that America. Trust me.
It's not the mannequin Kim Cattrall.
No. And the Porky's Kim was hotter than the mannequin one. So anyway, but Porky's 2 and 3. Nope, never. No, should have done. So, any other trilogies?
I don't know. Let's do a quick Google search.
I mean, I know you didn't like Tobey Maguire, but I thought the Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, those were pretty good in terms of the villains. Dr. Octopus was cool. And I liked the Sandman and the who's the other dude? Venom.
To me, there's so many other threesome.
Yeah, it was good. I'm gonna say it's not up on the level of all, but they were pretty good. They were all right.
Jurassic Park.
I didn't mind them.
No, thank you.
Yeah, they should have left that one alone too. First Jurassic Park I liked, but after that, it kind of was like, all right, you get really stupid enough to do this again twice. People were eating. The ride is over.
Planet of the Apes, go to hell.
I don't think I ever saw that. And there was more than one of them?
Oh yeah.
They actually made 3
Planet.
Planet.
A bunch of them.
Who was in them? I remember the advertisement for the first
I don't know
one.
who was in them. They were all dressed as apes, so you couldn't see who was
There
who.
wasn't any one person that, like the face, like you, like, oh, that's,
I don't know.
That's John Paul, whoever.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of trilogy horror movies.
Well, Halloween. Well, the problem, Halloween.
That's like a 20.
Halloween 3 is so bad, it's not even.
He's got like Terminator 1 and 2. I forgot about that.
Those two were very good.
Well, and
They were very
Then
good.
they started fucking up.
Yeah, they did.
They got
took
Terminator 3, 4.
They took it too far. They took it too far.
They got prequels upon sequels.
1 and 2, definitely.
2. That's one where 2 is better than the first
Yeah,
one.
I agree. 1 was
2
good, 2 was better.
Temple of Doom maybe was not better than the first one.
It was a
Terminator
good movie.
2
Terminator 2 was definitely
better
better
than the first one.
And I loved the first one. Terminator 2 was decidedly better. Decidedly better.
See, again, I think that's one where I thought the time influenced that one. Because Terminator 1 came out well before Terminator 2.
1984 and 8 years apart. 1992.
Yeah, like I remember Terminator 2.
Yeah.
And
Terminator 1 was flat out scary. It was like a horror film.
took me a long time to watch that.
Yeah, it was
actually.
Terminator before it was scary. That he
The Naked Gun trilogy. 2.5. That's another one.
Was that better than the first one?
I think 2.5 might have been better.
I'm not disagreeing.
Even though you had Reggie Jackson in the first one.
I'm not disagreeing. I thought 2 was very funny. I don't know which. I have to watch them both again.
2.5 is good.
It's close. It's close. It's definitely close. I have
Hot
to watch
Shots
them both
Part
again.
2. I think it was better than the first one.
I think you might actually be right on that one. I think you might be right. I still want to see Naked Gun and Naked 2 again because I think that's really close.
Yeah.
That's debatable. I think either way, I'd probably be okay with it, but it's close. I like them both very much.
I'll have a White Russian. He's like,
but that
I've been swimming in raw sewage and I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
Oh God.
Blade.
I love the first
Blade 1 was really good.
Blade 1 was
After
really
that.
good. Yeah, Blade should have been left alone.
What about Bourne Ultimatum?
See, I liked all of those. I just don't know.
I don't think it's on top of the.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that any one of them was. They were all good. They were good. They weren't great, but they were good.
Die Hard.
Ooh, Die Hard. The second one's not better than the first one.
The third one might be.
The third one is very good.
The third one might be the best one of that.
You might have a point there, but still.
But the first one's classic.
The first one, you can't. That's that classic line. It's not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls off. And the face. That face is timeless.
That one's more epic.
He's like.
But like the puzzle of 3.
No, I'm saying you have a point. 3 might be.
Maybe a better movie, but 1 is more epic.
Well, 1 is more iconic.
Yes,
because it was different. You know, it was one of those. That's different. That's not something I expect. But 3, to your point,
Die Hard with a Vengeance
might be.
That was the one with Samuel L. in it.
Yeah, Samuel.
That was really good.
Samuel L. makes anything better. Though,
Remember when he was?
Has he ever had a stinker?
Yeah.
Who?
Snakes on a Plane.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Deep Blue Sea.
But he wasn't the main guy in that. He was a supporting guy in that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He dies in it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he gets eaten.
He gets eaten.
But I'm saying he's in a bunch of.
I never saw Snakes on a Plane because I hate snakes, so I don't even know.
But he's just in some movies where you're like, he didn't really need to do that, but it never hurts him.
Well,
it doesn't hurt his career.
No, he seems to still get great roles too. So I'm just like, but I just can't. I never saw. To be fair, I never saw Snakes on a Plane, so I don't know how bad it is.
Neither did I. I just figured. I mean, you're just like.
You didn't even see it?
No.
Well, how do you know?
Dude, would you see that movie?
When I saw I hate snakes. Let's be clear.
I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking.
Does he get eaten by the
plane.
snakes too?
I think he conquers it.
Okay.
Deep Blue Sea,
Anaconda fucked me up.
Oh God.
I'll be like, I will.
It's a fake snake, dude.
That's a fake snake, but they've caught big snakes out in the
Not that long, right?
I don't know. They've caught but people have been eaten by snakes in their have. Now they're not people our size, like little pygmy people. They're like 5 feet tall, whatever they are.
You mean like newborn babies?
No, they're adults. But they're short, and they've been eaten by snakes.
So you say
swallowed by snakes?
Do you know anybody that says adult?
I'm sure I do, but off the top of my head.
It's kind of a pretentious way to say the word, right?
They say it like that?
Adult.
As opposed to adult?
Adult.
They say adult?
Adult. You ever heard somebody say that?
I don't know.
We have 2 kids and 3 adults.
Is this what irks me moment? Because you have to title this thing.
No. You said that, and sometimes
what
you wonder what the correct pronunciation is. I say adult.
I'm certain I've heard somebody say that. I just don't know.
Oh, people say adult.
Yeah. Most of the time, I just hear adult.
Just 2
if
adults.
I even hear it.
Well, next time you hear that, remember this.
If I heard it, it might have been someone at the movie theater going, "How many adults?" I might have heard the person behind the counter say it.
2 adults.
I might have heard the person behind the counter say it.
2 adults.
Yeah.
We'll have 2 to Spider-Man. Would those be adult tickets?
I'm certain that's what I heard.
I'm certain.
Yeah, I'm certain they were behind they were behind the counter. I never thought that much of it though. People say it different ways, whatever. But clearly,
biggest pet peeve in marriage.
For me or just in general?
For you.
I don't know. She's kind of, if I'm being honest, she's pretty close to perfect. But there is.
Forgive me while I go puke.
There is. I know you hate that. I know you hate that. Your wife's pretty awesome too, by the way. Anyway, we're pretty lucky guys here. Pretty lucky day guys here.
Let's change the subject.
No, I have a.
He's being a douche.
You know what she does?
I always love.
You really want to know what she does that irks me?
I'm asking you to complain about your pet.
All right,
peeve.
I've got something.
Not be the ideal.
I've got something.
Well, my wife is perfect.
I didn't say perfect. I said close.
I want you to come out here like you do
there's 2
when we're about to record.
Are you gonna?
And you come out here on fire, slamming the trash can.
Am I like that sometimes?
Yeah.
About her?
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, there's two things. And the great scheme of things, he's probably not that big of a deal. But she does it. Of course not. And it irks the shit out of me because she keeps doing it. No, it's almost like she knows it irks me and does it anyway. And she may not know, but it seems like she does sometimes. It's almost like that thing. It's the thing that pushes you over the edge.
What is it?
She won't. When she puts a dish or a coffee mug in the sink, doesn't rinse it out. It sits there and it just destroys the hole. It goes everywhere. I'm like, rinse the freaking thing out and put it in the dishwasher. Why? That's 2 seconds to do. But they pile up and pile up and pile up. And then I get that safe.
What a safe.
And it's like, I'm not done. There's another thing. She is not, and I'm being politically correct here, she's not the best driver. She's not the worst driver I've ever seen.
It's a little scary.
But yeah, there are times when I grab that up, you're holding on for dear life. And I try to smile. Because I'm shit in my drawers going.
When we were going out in Richmond that night and we were getting off on the exit ramp and you were like, slow down, Beck. And I was like, Jesus. We're coming around that.
She's not, and look it. Nobody's perfect.
Jesus Christ. You don't have to say this.
I know. But
we know this.
I'm just saying. That sounds like I'm nitpicking. Oh, one more.
No, I asked you the question.
She never, when she takes my car, because she's shorter than me. She
doesn't fix the seat.
She doesn't put the fucking seat back.
Oh, yeah.
And I get in and I'm like, every fucking time. And she knows that. How hard is it to just go?
I don't think anybody does that.
You think everybody has that problem?
I don't think anyone changes the seat for their partner.
I do.
I don't.
If I take my wife's car because I have to pull it back, I pull it back up for her.
So you get out and stand beside
No,
the
actually,
seat.
I do it while I'm getting out.
How do you get out?
I put one leg out, I pull it up, and then I slide the other leg out. That's how I do it.
Yeah,
so I put it back in her spot. So
I don't change the...
She's never noticed it, I might add. Or never thanked me for doing it. So that irks me. There's 3. How's that?
That's pretty solid.
Okay. So...
Pretty solid.
Yeah, and you? Well, I know one of them. Give me another one.
What's one of them?
Where she asked you the question. Which
yeah.
would, honestly, if I had been hearing that for 20 years, at some point I would probably snap.
It hasn't been for 20 years.
Why do you keep asking? I would seriously go, why do you do that?
It's reassurance questions.
For who?
For the person asking the questions.
What? It's almost like she doesn't believe a word you say.
Maybe.
That's what it sounds like. And I'm not saying that she feels that way, but to me, it's like, what did I just say I was going to do? Like, at some point, I'm like, why do you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, when I say I'm going to go out and that's what I'm going to do. Or if I'm going down to see Tom, that's what I'm going to do. Or if I'm going down that's what I'm going to do. It's not a guessing game. Am I really saying that? Maybe I'm going somewhere else. It's not like, it's weird.
So that's an interesting one.
Yeah. That I can see why that would irk you.
I think
that at some point would irk me.
Pet peeve of mine is like not fighting.
Not fighting.
Yes. So like knowing there's a fight to be had and not having it.
It's a battle to be won.
Right. No battle to be won. But there is an interaction that needs to occur where you talk about what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to turn a little, you get annoyed at each other. So like ignoring that and not talking about it, that's what I'm on. Because then it just builds and festers.
All right. So if there's something you wanted settled in the moment,
I would,
if at all possible.
Yeah.
If maybe time permits itself.
Maybe not in the moment, but like
sometimes you
a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah.
And I think...
Otherwise it can fester.
Right.
No, that I get.
And if like one person always has to bring it to the table, that's when it becomes a pet peeve.
Yeah, see, I'm so past that, meaning I just don't, like, I think, and if this hasn't happened to him, it probably will. At some point you take a step back and you kind of do a check of, okay, what do I really give a shit about? And when you realize how short a list that is, at least in my case, you just come to the point, because first of all, I don't want to waste my energy, because when you get angry, it just takes a lot of energy. It's a waste of energy. And why? For what? And so to me, I've become, as I've gotten older, all right, what's going to really irk me? Or what should I really be irked about? And that comes down to, well, what do you really care about? And since the answer is a very short list of things that I actually give a shit about, that's why Becky and I probably don't fight a lot. Not because we wouldn't fight. We do have our arguments, don't get me wrong, but a lot of stuff just gets, it's not that big of a deal. And then it's like, because like, was that 20 minutes?
So this is you with rose-colored glasses on.
It's not rose-colored glasses. It's just being, as you get older, you realize that there are things worth fighting for and there are things that aren't.
No, but I see you pissed off.
I didn't say anything get pissed off.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I didn't say I get pissed off, but to me, then like 5 minutes goes by, and I'm like,
and you're past it.
You're like, was that big of a deal? Probably not. It was just a moment. And if you were already set off by something, it then becomes easy for something else to set you off, which I think is true as all.
It becomes the domino effect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, there are things worth fighting about, and there aren't. And with me, that's my kids, and that's pretty much, and that's it, and my friends and my family. If it's not people that I care about, it's not really worth it to me. If it's something else, and Tom Brady, of course. Tom Brady. Yeah. Always Tom Brady.
If it's some random dumb sports thing, you'll fight over that.
Absolutely.
Your fucking brain bleeds.
I will fight over a guy who brought me 6 Super Bowls.
That's right.
I will defend that man. And if you ever get a guy like that, you'll defend him too. You will. You can. It's okay. You would. Yeah. And I wouldn't blame you because the guy brought you. First of all, to win like that, that's like 20 years of joy. That a guy brought that every Sunday. There was a time when the Patriots were like,
we're not going to talk about this.
There was a time when the Patriots were just so good, like I can't believe they're this good. I can't believe that every Sunday was like their favorite to win. Never thought I'd see that with them. When Bird was around with the Celtics, they were like that. So I've been very lucky to have that. Look, when Ewing was with the Knicks were really good for a long time. They were going to win 55 games every year.
They never won a goddamn thing.
No, but they were good, and you knew they were going to win. You expected 55, 60 wins out of them for like 5 years.
Yeah. And you expected them to break your heart every freaking summer.
Was it the coaching, or were they just not good enough?
No, they just weren't good enough.
Okay. They had to go against Michael
Yeah,
Jordan.
they never could beat Michael. And then the 2 times that they didn't have to go against Michael, one of them they lost.
They ran into Hakeem Olajuwon.
They lost to the Rockets, but they still should have won.
John Starks.
Right. If John Starks hits a shot, maybe 3.
Ace in Game 7. One of the worst deciding game performances ever.
And Game 6, too.
Yeah, he was bad then, too. Yeah, he was bad.
Like, combined, it was ridiculous what he did in those 2 games.
And he was a talented kid.
Yeah.
He was. So, yeah, I get that. But that's why I defend him, because I never thought I'd see a guy like him. And I'm quite certain I won't again in my lifetime.
Who knows?
If I grew up in
Maybe McCorkle will do it.
If I grew up if I got to see Bill Russell play, and he won 11 and 13, I can't imagine what I'd be like for him. So, and people that were blessed to do 11 and 13 years. I still can't wrap my head around that. That's video game shit. And Will Chamberlain was out there, and Bellamy and Mike, and he had to go through some all-time studs. So he did. Will Chamberlain is still considered by many the greatest athlete they've ever seen. He was a 5-sport athlete. He was an All-American volleyball player. He played. He did the track and field. He did everything. Will Chamberlain was insane. So there are pictures of him where he's going up to block a shot. The rim is here, and his elbow is this far over the rim, over the fucking rim. And this is like these guys weren't athletes. Look at this motherfucker. But that's why I have a guy like that. I was lucky. I was very lucky. And I'll never forget him. And my kids got to see him, and yeah. So, if you get a guy like that, I guarantee you will, short of murder, you will defend him. Okay? You will defend him to the hilt because of all the joy he brought you. And the best part about it is, all the fan bases that you hate, he pretty much stuck it to them too, which is even better. Pittsburgh, Dallas, Dallas never beat us. When I was a kid, we never beat Dallas. Dallas never beat us for 20 years because of Tom Brady. And I got to shove that down my little brother's throat every fucking day. It was beautiful. And then my older brother with the steel. Oh, my God. You want to know why I tried growing up with 2 assholes like that. Okay? Shoving it down your throat because the Patriots stunk again. It was in your face every day. So, yeah, I got revenge on my 2 brothers. But that's the other thing. Okay? He evened the score, Tom. He evened the score. So why do I defend him? That's why I defend him. And if you had 2 brothers like this, and you defend him,
I didn't even ask you why.
I know. This is one of those tangent moments. One of the moments that makes this show.
20 minutes on Tom Brady. Hey, after 30 minutes on Tom Brady.
I think after 20 years, we owe him 20 minutes.
Yeah. Every show.
Hey, Today was the stuff of goatness. It was. And he's 40 fucking 5. Anyway, sorry.
He was never in a trilogy.
Actually, he has 3 Hall of Fame careers. He might be the greatest. He might be the greatest
You want to
trilogy of
try
all
to change
time.
the subject.
All right, well, we have a Donnie going on here. 17-17.
Is it
Chiefs
over?
had, no, it's fourth quarter.
Is it overtime?
I don't know. It was deep in the late.
It can't be in the fourth quarter anymore.
Well, it was 17-17.
There was like 2 minutes left.
Hold on.
End of the fourth.
There's 1 minute to go.
Going into OT.
Okay, so let's see this. Here you go. Here you go.
Tom Brady hits
And
100,000 passing yards.
As if he hasn't done enough. 100,000 passing.
Not the same old Jets.
They're not, dude. That was the
6-3.
biggest win the Jets have had since they beat the Patriots in 2010. Rex Ryan.
Imagine if they hadn't shit the bed last week.
Imagine if someone didn't throw 3 picks.
Would they be 7-2?
They'd have the best record in the AFC right now.
Damn.
Imagine that.
I mean, 6-3 still good.
They're number 4 or number 5.
Bruins
seed.
cut ties with prospect Miller amid criticism.
Oh yeah.
What's that all about?
He when he was 14 years old, he bullied an African American kid, did racist things, said racist things. Did everything right. Actually, he was going into schools to talk about it, about not why you don't do it. So he was trying to. He paid his dues on this, I think.
Did he get like in big trouble for it or something?
A lot of the Bruins players were not happy that he got signed because of this.
How did this come out that he was a bully at age 14?
Because that was a big story, I guess. This was, I mean, because he was a top hockey prospect and he had a checkered past, and this was that checkeredness. And by all accounts, again, I don't know the whole story or exactly. It was racism, it was bullying, hazing. It was a lot of things.
Oh, so he was convicted in court.
He was
Juvenile court.
Yes.
Of racially abusing and bullying.
Yeah. So, by all accounts, he did everything he was supposed to.
Second grade. Very young.
He was young. Well, the thing is, this is taught. He was a kid when he did this. This is taught. This is on his parents, or whoever was raising him, because that's taught. Racism isn't.
Oh yeah, of course.
You're taught that. So he was taught that. So while he did pay his penance and serve his debt, at least, and he's trying to do. Sounds like he's trying to do more about it to raise awareness of it and make it better. So at least it sounds like
he's changed, or is he still?
Well, it sounds like he's trying to do the right thing. Realized he was young and he was dumb, and he made a mistake, and he's not running from it. He's owning it, and he's trying to do something about it. So, Patrice Bergeron, who's my favorite athlete other than Tom Brady in Boston, came out just said, it didn't say anything about the individual, but said we don't condone that type of any behavior, and we that doesn't represent who we are.
So, I mean, but how do you feel about that, being that it happened when he was a kid? I mean, it sounds real shitty.
It's terrible, but he's a kid, and again, he was taught that.
Yeah.
I
wonder if he's different now.
Well, it sounds like he is.
I think you can change.
Of course, you can change. Well, you can grow and you can learn and you can change. Especially this is an impressionable kid who was probably taught this in his home, or someone in his family was a racist.
But I also would say, though, even though I believe you can change, if I see somebody now that's being racist, my first thought is not, oh, this person can change.
No.
My first thought is, you're going to be that piece of shit forever.
If you're an adult, most likely, because you're kind of set in your ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
then that's
why it's hard. That's why it's a hard. I think this guy could grow and change.
He was 14 or 13 or whatever happened.
But he could also still be like that.
He could, but it sounds like he's trying to do the right thing. I don't know him personally. Obviously, I never met the guy, but from what I read about it, he checked off.
I hadn't heard anything about it.
He did everything he was supposed to do in terms of the law, but now it's like he's doing more stuff to right the ship, which to me says he's trying to do the right thing, at least on the surface.
Well,
so I don't know. Yeah. So I mean, and he wants to play professional hockey, and if he's good enough to play professional hockey, he should not be punished for something he did when he was 14 years old for the rest of his life, unless of course it was murder, and unless
of course he's still that person doing that
shit. If
he's
not rehabilitated or he hasn't changed,
which it might be hard to really understand if he is that same person or not.
No, but what I do know is that type of shit gets taught.
Yeah,
you are not born thinking that.
Yeah.
You are taught
But
that.
once you become an adult, hopefully,
Yeah, you learn that
you
that's
can figure out that it's not.
what's right and wrong. You know the difference. So you've learned what it is. So you know it when you see it if it's bad. You know what I mean? So I don't think it deserves a life sentence.
Ooh, big play.
Who by who?
Mahomes deep middle to N. Gray.
N. Gray. Who's N. Gray?
I don't know who N. Gray is.
Um,
Man, that Pacheco kid did nothing.
Nothing.
At 1.9 last time I looked.
Ugh, that would qualify as nothing.
Nada.
So anyway,
1.9 still. Jeez, he's got 5 yards and a catch.
Well, Edwards-Helaire doesn't have a lot of yards. I have him on my bench. He has like 2.9. He doesn't.
Yeah, what do they do?
Who the hell's got the ball?
They just don't run the ball?
Well, hold on. Somebody's running the damn ball. Yeah, you know what it is? Patrick Mahomes. He's got six rushes, 63 yards, and a touchdown. Edwards-Helaire 5. Pacheco has 5. McKinnon has 3, and Burton has 0.
Oh my God, that's a terrible running.
So
attack.
basically, he has 63 of the 76 yards and the touchdown.
That's not a good running attack.
Not at all. He's thrown a pick, as you said. He's also thrown for 400 yards.
Is this the second possession of overtime?
I don't know. How much time is left? 6:32. It might be. It might be. So this is going to be interesting to see where they fall.
Let's see.
But Kansas City came back and forced overtime with eight points in the fourth quarter. So
1st and 10. No, so this is the first possession.
okay, so that
Wow,
means
that's a long drive.
so unless they don't get a touchdown,
So they could kick a field goal.
and then Tennessee gets the ball with a chance to win it.
Yeah.
So we'll keep you tuned in on that.
Interesting.
But anyway,
I think I'm ready to go pass out.
I think we've milked this. I don't even know what I'm going to title this segment.
Almond
We'll figure it out.
milk.
On the milk. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with us on Sunday night. Heck of a weekend. Still going on, obviously. NFL Sunday. College basketball back tomorrow. Monday Night Football. We'll be back Wednesday with a preview of, or I should say, a recap of Monday Night Football. And we will talk some NBA on Wednesday night. The season will be about 2 weeks old. We're going to get a litmus test from Mr. Rizzo over here. What is he thinking? How's the landscapes and things are going on there?
I don't know shit.
You will by next Wednesday. I have faith. You have access to
I
it.
could only watch so many games.
You don't have to. You can check ESPN out and get the 411, the stats.
That's true.
So anyway, we will talk to you Wednesday. We will cover the Monday night game, and we will also get into the NBA and some college hoops and the college football playoff. So until that time, which is what, 72 hours if my math is right?
Mm-hmm.
Roughly 72 hours. That is the redoubtable one, Tom Izzo. I am the highly questionable one, RJ Miliaccio. Congratulations, Mr. Brady. You are truly the GOAT. Until then, tight as a drum. Tight as a drum.
Not stay loose.